Imagine you were at a medieval banquet. At banquets, there can be up to 100 dishes served. People travel from all over to attend the Renaissance Fair in Texas. 400,000 people attended last year. The first banquet ever held was in the 3rd millennium BCE. Food during the Renaissance was a reflection of the divisions between the nobility and the peasant class. The Renaissance period influenced people to eat a variety of foods. Usually they started with fish or meat, depending on if it was a meat day or a fish day. Then they would serve more sweet foods and rich. In England, they ate nuts. For example, hazelnuts, peas, beans, and lentils. Back then, people did not drink water because it was dirty, so they drank wine and ale with their meals. After salad, they would have fish, either fried or sliced with eggs or meat. The most common meat was sirloin beef. Between dishes and after, there would be entertainment so the guests wouldn't get bored. Some activities that we do today for fun would be used as entertainment in the Renaissance. To keep guests entertained, there would be music, juggling, dancing, and if it was Christmas, there would be caroling. Families also had family dwarves that they would use for entertainment. In the Renaissance, they also had theater as entertainment. As people progressed through the Renaissance period, they started to have not as much juggling and such, more performances, singing, and dancing. Many people in the Renaissance grew their own food and raised their own animals. Back then, they also hunted for food. They preserved their meat by making sausages or ham. Bigger castles have a pond, fish, and garden for herbs, vegetables, fruit, etc. Castles had food storage in the keep, which is a room with no windows in case there's a siege. Big castles also have a building for brewing beer and for baking bread and other baked goods. Back then, it was people's responsibility for their own food. They couldn't just always go to the local grocery store. The relationship between the peasant class and the nobility class was mirroring what they could afford to eat. Back then, peasants didn't eat meat. They couldn't store it because they need salt for that, and salt was expensive. The peasants back then had to eat grain bread, whereas the nobility ate bread with flour. The peasant class ate soup or mush. Mush was mashed and boiled grain, sort of like oatmeal. The nobility ate bread and marmalade, and without the Renaissance period, food wouldn't be the same today.